In the middle of a crowded park, officers gave a shocking command. A K9 was ordered to attack an elderly man sitting quietly on a bench. But what happened next stunned everyone watching. Instead of violence, the dog's choice revealed a truth so powerful, it brought the crowd to tears. Before we start, make sure to hit like, share, and subscribe. And really, I'm curious, where are you watching from? Drop your country name in the comments. I love seeing how far our stories travel. The park was alive with laughter that afternoon. Children chased kites across the open field, parents strolled with strollers, and couples lounged beneath the shade of tall trees. The air carried the sound of birdsong mixed with distant chatter, a picture of peace in the heart of the city. Oh no. A weathered wooden bench sat an old man, his posture slightly bent, his hands gentle as he scattered crumbs for the pigeons at his feet. His coat looked worn, his cap frayed, but his expression carried quiet dignity. Few noticed the small patch on his sleeve, an insignia of service, long past. To most, he was just another stranger in the park. To him, it was simply another quiet day. The calm atmosphere shifted when a group of uniformed officers entered the park. Their presence drew curious stares, and soon a small crowd gathered. At the front stood a K9 handler, his German shepherd, straining at the leash, eager for the exercise ahead. Just a routine demonstration, one officer assured onlookers. Parents pulled their children closer, excited to watch the powerful dog in action. The shepherd's sharp eyes scanned the park, muscles coiled with energy. Then, to everyone's surprise, the handler pointed toward the old man on the bench. "Target acquired," he announced firmly. A murmur rippled through the crowd. People exchanged uneasy glances. Why him? The old man, still feeding birds, seemed unaware that he had just been chosen for the drill. The handler tightened his grip on the leash, his voice sharp and commanding. "Go!" In an instant, the German shepherd lunged forward, sprinting across the grass with incredible speed. The crowd gasped, mothers pulling children back, fathers instinctively stepping in front of their families. The old man looked up, crumbs slipping from his hand, but he didn't move. His calm eyes simply followed the charging dog. Every heartbeat felt stretched, every step of the dog echoing louder in the tense silence. Some expected the old man to run, others braced for the impact of teeth and muscle. But he sat still, his hands resting quietly on his lap. The dog closed in, the crowd, holding its breath, seconds away from what looked like a brutal attack. The shepherd charged until he was just a breath away from the old man. Then suddenly he skidded to a halt. Dust flew from the grass beneath his paws. The crowd gasped again, this time in confusion. Instead of leaping, the dog circled the bench, sniffing frantically, his tail beginning to wag. His fierce growl melted into soft whimpers, his body lowering as though greeting a long-lost friend. The handler shouted commands, his voice stern. "Attack! Take him down!" But the shepherd refused. His ears flattened and he pressed himself against the old man's legs, whining, trembling, ignoring every order. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. Something was happening. Something no one could explain. The attack dog wasn't attacking. He was showing recognition, loyalty stronger than training. The old man's hands trembled as the shepherd pressed closer, his wet nose nudging against the man's coat. Tears welled in his tired eyes as he slowly reached down, his fingers brushing through the familiar fur. "I know you," he whispered, his voice cracking with emotion. The dog whimpered louder, tail thumping against the ground. It was no longer a trained K9 soldier following orders. It was a companion rediscovering someone it had never forgotten. Gasps swept through the onlookers. The handler froze, disbelief written on his face. The bond was undeniable. This wasn't defiance, it was recognition. The old man cradled the dog's face in his palms, his tears falling freely. "After all these years and you still remember me?" An officer stepped forward, breaking the silence. "Sir, what's going on here?" The old man wiped his eyes, his voice trembling as he answered. "Years ago, I trained dogs like him. He was one of mine." His hand rested gently on the shepherd's back. We served together during my time in the army. He was young then, brave, loyal, fearless. The crowd gasped. The handler lowered his gaze, suddenly understanding why. The dog had refused to attack. This wasn't just any stranger. This was family. I thought I'd never see him again. The old man continued, choking back emotion. They told me he'd been reassigned, that he was gone. But he never forgot me, not even after all these years. The truth left everyone stunned. For a long moment the park was silent. Families who had braced for violence now stood with tears in their eyes. Mothers held their children closer, fathers lowered their heads, and strangers exchanged glances filled with awe. The handler loosened his grip on the leash, realizing there was no need for commands anymore. The shepherd sat proudly beside the old man, his eyes bright, his chest heaving with joy. Then softly the crowd began to clap. It wasn't the loud cheer of a performance, but the heartfelt applause of people who had just witnessed something extraordinary. A reunion built on loyalty, stronger than time. The old man hugged the shepherd tightly. The bond was undeniable, unbreakable, and unforgettable. As the crowd slowly dispersed, the old man sat quietly with the shepherd leaning against his leg. His wrinkled hand stroked the dog's fur, a soft smile breaking through his tears. To everyone else, it had been a demonstration gone wrong. But to him and to the dog, it was proof that loyalty never fades. Orders may command obedience, years may pass, but a true bond between man and dog cannot be broken. Sometimes love remembers what the world forgets. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unforgettable tales.